Hello everyone, and welcome to the Writer's Canvas, where we break down tips and tricks to help make your writing immersive and engaging. Today, we're diving into a fundamental aspect of storytelling, world building. Imagine you're reading a story where the setting feels off. Things don't quite add up, and you're left wondering, wait, how does this world even work? As storytellers, it's our job to create worlds that make sense, that invite readers to dive in and learn more. World building is the foundation of storytelling. It holds everything together, giving depth and structure to the place where your characters live and grow. Whether you're crafting an intricate fantasy realm, a spiraling galaxy in a sci-fi epic, or even setting your story in the world we live in today, world building matters. It's not just about creating a backdrop for your characters, it's about setting the stage for your story. World building is more than just describing what things look like. It answers questions. How does this world function? What are its rules, customs, cultures, and quirks? Research during the world building stage is vital, especially if it is set in the real world. Your readers will know if you get something wrong, and inaccuracies can pull them out of the story. If your novel is set in Paris, readers will expect authentic details about the culture, geography, and even small nuances of day-to-day life. Beyond accuracy, strong world building can also set your story apart. Most horror stories, for instance, are set in small towns. How yours is different, how you bring unique details into the setting, is world building. In speculative fiction, world building takes on a whole new level of importance. You're not merely reflecting reality, you're creating an entirely unique framework where everything, from societal norms to natural laws to gods, magic, and everything in between, is under your control. The rules you establish act as the backbone of this framework, defining how magic works, what laws govern your fictional society, or how technology reshapes daily life. These rules set expectations, guiding your readers through the mechanics of your world while also hinting at potential conflicts or consequences. When these rules are adhered to, they create a sense of order and believability. When they're broken, it's an event that demands attention. For example, introducing a magical artifact that bypasses established limitations, or a character who defies a deeply ingrained law signals to the readers that something significant is happening. Such moments can shape your story's tension and drama as they test the very boundaries of the world you've built and force characters to confront the repercussions of their actions. Clear, consistent rules transforms your world from a mere backdrop into an active participant in the narrative. And if your characters can't break the rules, that's just as impactful because it forces them to find creative ways to work within the system, raising the stakes even higher. Now you're probably thinking, what do I need to get started with world building? What your story needs in terms of world building depends on the type of story you're writing. A contemporary romance may not require the same level of detail as a spiraling fantasy epic. But every story benefits from a well thought out setting. That said, here are some practical steps to get you started. Step 1. Start small and then expand. Begin with the basics. Start with the core questions. What type of world is it? Is it grounded in reality or completely fictional? Does it operate like our world, or are there fundamental differences? Once you've answered these, move on to defining the basics: geography, social structures, daily life, and historical context. These elements form the foundation that everything else is built on. From there, start layering in details. What's the geography like, and how does it influence the people who live there? Geography affects everything from trade routes to diet, shaping the culture and history. Then expand outwards. What are the dominant societal norms and traditions? Where resources are scarce or abundant? What events or movements have left a lasting impact on this world? These don't all need to be explicitly included in the story, but knowing them yourself ensures that the world feels rich and alive. Think of it like an iceberg. Readers only see the very tip, but the weight of the unseen details gives the story believability. Avoid overwhelming your audience with too much information. Instead, let these layers subtly influence the tone, atmosphere, and characters' actions. Focus on weaving in details that are essential to the story while leaving room for the rest to quietly enrich the narrative. Step 2. Define the rules. Every world operates on rules, whether it's magic, technology, or the way society functions. These rules form the backbone of believability. So, where do you begin? Start by asking questions like, if magic exists, what can it do? What can't it do? What's the cost of using it? Does it require special tools, incantations, or innate ability? If technology drives your world, how advanced is it? Who has access to it? Are there ethical debates surrounding its use? What are the social norms? How do laws, traditions, and taboos shape behavior? Who enforces these rules, and what happens to those who break them? Once you've answered the basics, dive deeper. If magic is limited by a finite resource, how does that impact the economy or politics of your world? If advanced technology exists, what are its unintended consequences? Does it create societal inequality, environmental issues, or unexpected vulnerabilities? For real-world stories, these questions are just as critical. What unspoken rules govern a tight-knit community? How do workplace hierarchies shape interactions? Even subtle details like a city's unwritten rule about subway etiquette can add depth and realism. Consistency is non-negotiable, but don't be afraid to leave room for surprises. Maybe a rule has an expectation no one knew about, or a character finds a clever loophole. These twists keep your world dynamic and engaging. Rules aren't just about cool details. They shape the stakes, conflicts, and resolutions, making your story's world feel alive and full of possibility. Step 3. Ground your world in reality. Grounding your world in reality isn't just a nice to have, it's the foundation that makes your story resonate with readers. Even the most fantastical worlds need something familiar to anchor them. Familiarity creates a bridge between your audience and the narrative, drawing them in and helping them to care about the story you're telling. So, what does it mean to include something familiar? Start with universal needs and emotions. The need for shelter, the desire for love, the fear of loss, or the pursuit of a better life. These elements are timeless and relatable, no matter the setting. For example, a society may be built on alien planets or in magical realms, but its people still might grapple with hunger, inequality, or the bonds of family. These shared experiences make your world feel tangible. Familiarity can also come from small everyday details. Here are some questions you can ask yourself. What do people in this world eat? And how do they prepare it? How do they spend their free time? Are there games, traditions, or festivals? What kind of work do they do? And how does it shape their lives? How do people travel, communicate, or solve problems? Grounding your world in reality also means giving it internal logic. If your characters are constantly dealing with hardship, how do they adapt? Always ask, why does this element exist in the world? And how does it function? How do people interact with this element in their daily lives? What consequences arise from it, both positive and negative? When your world feels grounded, it becomes believable. Readers will buy into your dragons, alien politics, or secret societies because you've rooted them in something real. This sense of authenticity adds weight and depth, making your story, no matter how fantastical, memorable and impactful. 4. Use contrast. Contrast breathes life into your story by highlighting differences that create conflict and intrigue. When two elements clash, be it cultures, ideologies, or environments, it naturally generates tension. Conflict doesn't have to mean war or grand battles. It can be as subtle as opposing perspectives or as grand as a revolution sparked by desperate beliefs. These contrasts enrich the world, making it layered and engaging. Imagine a society divided by geography. One region prospers with abundant resources, while the other one struggles in harsh, barren conditions. How do these differences shape their values, relationships, and worldviews? Contrasts like these allow readers to explore not just physical landscapes, but emotional and ideological divides as well. Within a single character, contrast can be equally compelling. Someone born into privilege might rebel against their wealth, while another embraces it as their identity. On a larger scale, a bustling metropolis and a quiet rural village can symbolize progress versus tradition, setting the stage for narratives filled with humor, drama, or introspection. By weaving contrast into your world, you're not just adding flavor, you're creating opportunities for rich storytelling. Every difference becomes a potential source of tension, growth, and discovery, pulling readers deeper into the world you've built. Step 5. Ask why. For every element you add, ask yourself, why is it there? Why does this kingdom hate its neighbor? Why is magic feared? Why are these traditions sacred? Answering why will give depth and authenticity to your world. World building is one of the most rewarding aspects of storytelling. It creates a framework for your plot, adds depth to your characters, and immerses readers in the world you've created. In our next video, we'll be talking about exposition and what exactly your readers need to know. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more writing tips and tricks. And if there are any topics you'd like for me to cover, please leave a comment below. Happy writing!